is in the whole thing.
Yes.
What, in your experience in working with couples, how does the working with the plant medicine or working with the MDMA foster a sense of self-love, which then allows for an entirely different perspective?
Well, when we are in our regular consciousness and you're in deep with your partner, maybe over years, you've developed extreme resentment and you've built stories about your partner for defense, to defend yourself. It's really hard to receive what a partner is actually saying. And I can't stress that enough. I see this in my office all the time where one person is saying something, the other person receives it completely the opposite of what the person actually intended, because they're too busy projecting the monster onto them. They can't see past it and can't really receive because they're like duking it out. So if you're in a sustained fight or flight mode, it's hard to kind of get past that reptilian brain and back into the heart. So yeah, the medicine can help bring you into self-comfort so that you're not unconsciously feeling like you're like fighting for your life, like being right matters a lot less when you're sunken into your heart, right? You're just open to the truth. You're just like, yeah, you're right. I suck. I totally suck sometimes. My bad. So like people, it's just easier to just own your shit. It's brilliant. We all have abandonment issues, We're either fighting to not be imprisoned or fighting for our partner not to abandon us. And those are like the fundamental fights in all of our relationships. Are you going to abandon me or are you going to entrap me? And it's that push-pull. So again, it just helps you sink into the heart and be able to receive the truth without put down the sword. So you could do 3 years of like, it's just horrific couples therapy, or you can just go deep, and go into like honesty, go back into compassion, empathy, and put your big ears back on in a way shorter amount of time, And the thing is like, I never think of relationships as, oh, you guys have to stay together. Like, I just feel like a relationship needs to do what it wants to do. The people, like the best thing we can do is have integrity and stay in an open heart, no matter what happens. Because when two people come together in love, you want to love your partner all the way through, even towards the end. You want to love them so much that you're happy for them that they're moving on and vice versa. That is the kind of endings that I love to help. And to be honest, Catherine, one of my favorite things is to help people end their relationship and transform their relationship gracefully so that the collateral damage, like damage with the kids, damage, like false hatred for each other that we see so much of at the end of a relationship, this divorce thing and like, oh, it's the worst thing. It's just defense mechanisms. And I believe it's totally possible for us to transition out of these relationships, transform the relationship with an open heart, with maybe loving each other more than you did in the beginning. But it doesn't mean you have to stay romantic. You can move on. So when I'm working with these relationships, some people, they just want to reconnect. Maybe they have kids, responsibilities, they're a little off track with each other. They want to reconnect. Some people are having deeper challenges. They want to like find their heart and kind of bypass a bunch of bullshit, and just kind of just check it out. There's a lot of work that can be done with couples, but it doesn't, guarantee that, oh, we're going to stay together forever. It just means you might open your heart back, let go of the resentment, and really begin to be able to hear each other again and move through whatever trauma you just went through.
I love the idea of like, get your big ears on. I mean, I think that's so helpful. And the first place I ever heard about MDMA couples therapy was actually on Ben Greenfield's podcast. He's this big biohacker. And it was interesting. I'd done some research through some graduate study work in Northwestern, and we focused more on psilocybin, and we couldn't believe the recovery rates for addiction. And then just to kind of hear about the different plant medicines used in different settings.